Test 1, 2. Do we have anybody in the cable office? Thank you. Meeting of the Revere Board of Appeals will now come to order. Roll call.
Mr. Bacilli? Yes. Mr. D'Angelo is absent. Mr. Lopes? Present. Mr. Mazzoni? Present. Mr. Pelton? Present. Mr. Tucker? Present.
Present.
Quorum is present.
Could I ask that everybody turn off electronic devices, please?
The first application before the board is application A1828. This is continued from the meetings of August 29th, September 26th, October 24th. This is the application of Kathy and Henry Segovia, 75 Oxford Street, Revere, requesting a parking variance to enable the appellant to convert a single-family dwelling to a two-family dwelling on lot 459 at 75 Oxford Street, Revere.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Joseph Cottogio, 1 Sprague Street, Revere. As the clerk had indicated, we have continued this a couple of times, trying to cover or address an issue concerning the parking. The present application has a request for a single parking space variance. We're proposing 3 spaces where 4 are required. We did meet on that application with the ward councilor. He expressed his concerns, so we sought to address those. We did come up with an alternate proposal which would allow us to put 4 parking spaces, the required amount, on the site, but would then require a variance for front yard usage. We went back to site plan review. We received their denial and have brought forward a new application, which we have filed, and we believe we're on for the December meeting. With that, we will again meet with the ward councilor with this new proposal, but we would request that this proposal before you today be allowed to be withdrawn so that the new proposal next month can go forward.
Okay, is there a motion on the floor to withdraw?
Question before the board is to grant leave to withdraw without prejudice. Mr. Bacilli? Yes. Mr. D'Angelo is absent. Excuse me. Mr. Lopes? Yes. Mr. Mazzoni? Yes. Mr. Pelton? Yes. Mr. Tucker?
Yes.
Yes. Leave to withdraw without prejudice is granted. The next, the new application will be heard on Thursday. This is a Thursday, December 20th at, it may be, the next application before the board is application A1831. This is the application of George and Linda Rosa, 34 Harrington Ave, Revere, requesting a height variance to enable the appellant to construct a second-story addition on an existing one-story accessory structure, garage, in excess of the maximum height allowed on lots 6 and part lot 7 at 34 Harrington Avenue, Revere.
Is the applicant present? No applicant present. We'll go on to the next calendar item number.
The next application before the board is application A1832. This is a special permit application of Mr. Al-Assad's 47 Flint Street, Revere, requesting a special permit to further modify an existing non-conforming structure by constructing a second-story addition consisting of 2 bedrooms and a bathroom and a finished attic on the 3rd floor and a one bedroom and a deck on the 1st floor.
Would the applicant please step up to the microphone, press the button, state your name and address for the record?
Ghassan Al Asad, 47 Flint Street, Revere, Mass. 02151.
You have anything to add to the application, or does the application speak for itself?
Speaks for itself.
Okay. Seeing that this is a public hearing, I have to open it up to anybody proposed. Anybody in favor? Do we have proponents? Anyone in favor? Hearing none, I'll close that side of the hearing. Any opponents? Okay. If you could have a seat, sir. If the opponents wish to speak, they step up to the microphone, state their name and address for the record. Okay, just press that button, please, just one time. There you go.
Carol Healy, 51 Flint Street, Revere. I live directly across the street from this structure, and I am concerned about the height of the structure. I am concerned about the extra living space. If it's a 3-story building, how many occupants are going to be in this building, and how will it accommodate cars? There's lack of parking now, does not have a driveway, and there is an issue with parking. I'm also, is this an owner-occupied building? And since I am directly across the street, and it is a 3-story building, it will be obstructing a view and sunlight from me. I know that's a minor thing probably for a lot of you, but more interested in how many occupants are going to be in this 3-story building, since it's very tight and there is no parking that would accommodate anything more than one car, actually.
Okay. Is there any other opponents?
Mr. Powers.
But Mr. Powers will come in, we'll allow him to speak, we'll go and get him. Another opponent?
I just want to know what he's doing.
Okay.
I about the property to the rear.
Dana, can you just step up to the microphone and state your name and address for the record?
James Gustafson, 11 Putnam Road.
Okay. And,
I'm here to find out exactly what he's doing.
okay, so we'll allow him to state what he's doing after. Counselor, did you wish to speak? This is Flint Street.
Good afternoon, John Powers, 46 Neponton Street, Revere. I'm here in my capacity as a city council that represents that area. And from what I've seen of the plan, it's just too much to be adding into that one-story building. You know, I don't know if there would be any way to, work with the residents could work with the proposer down there to maybe make it a 2-story. That's up to them, but what's presented here today, I'm definitely opposed to.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Would the applicant like to get up and explain what actually he's doing with the property?
Yeah, I'd like to speak on behalf of the applicant. Yeah, my
Name and
name,
address for the record?
yeah, my name is Julius Ofori.
Okay, do you have a card or anything? Are you an architect or are you a?
Yeah, I'm the designer for the project.
Okay, so we have your information on here, okay?
As you can see, the existing structure only has one bedroom, kitchen, and a bathroom. What we intend to do was to follow the guidance of the zoning in terms of the height and also in terms of the make the unit still a single family. This is not actually a 2-family; it's a single family. The structure itself, it's an add-on because the way it looks now, it's very tight, and there's not much we can do to it. That's why we added the floors there. I can I can understand what the councilman just explained, saying that if that can be a two-structure, unfortunately, we can still accomplish that. The reason why we went that far is just because of the attic seems to be an open space. And I think that's the reason you see it like that, you know. But the zoning says that you can stay within the 31 feet height, and that's what we did.
Okay, so it would be 30 feet higher based on
Yes.
your plan? Okay, that's what they wanted to know, so, all righty, thank you. It's calendar item number 1831, is the applicant present? The applicant's not present. Is there a motion on the floor to continue this application until next month, seeing that no one showed up? 1831. There's a motion on the floor to continue till December 20th, Thursday, December 20th. Roll call.
Question now is to continue this matter until Thursday, December 20th. Mr. Bacilli? Yes. Mr. D'Angelo is absent. Mr. Lopes? Yes. Mr. Mazzoni? Yes. Mr. Pelton? Yes. Mr. Tucker?
Yes.
This matter is continued until Thursday, December 20th.
Okay, we'll go back to calendar item number 1832 for a vote.
Got a question for the,
Okay.
who's who here?
I'm the owner,
You're the owner?
yes.
All right. And we have a letter here from one of your neighbors from 47 Flint Street. And I don't know if they're here. Are they here?
More than one, there's two.
Oh, he couldn't make it. All right, all right. Has any of these been addressed from the past?
What's that?
Oh, you don't know what it is? You didn't get a copy of this from your neighbor?
I did receive, I mean, what does that mean?
I,
The owner, have you received this, were you aware of these
No.
before you?
No,
So the abutter in 47 has never discussed any of these issues with you?
no, I mean, what's this?
You have no
that's what
violations
I'm
in the
getting
city? Anything was filed on this?
you guys have an issue before, right?
Oh, the neighbor. Well, there is a common area between 47 Flint and the Indian guy.
There's no common areas. You can use that word loosely. There's no common areas. There's a roadway, but there's not a common area.
Yeah, so we clean. I came to the city a couple of times, complained for the next guy, you know, the one over because he doesn't clean. I guess they came in and they gave him a ticket. But that's not 47, that's the one next to it.
Next door.
Okay, not 47, the one next to it. They came, they gave him a ticket, didn't work, went again to the city because I keep cleaning, me and my son. And finally, it's working right now, a little bit. But that's not 47, that's the guy next to 47.
So let me ask you, he or she is addressing this to you for today. So these weren't your violations, you're saying?
No,
If there's a violation, I guess the violation should also come from the city, like a ticket.
Right, that's what I'm getting to.
Yeah, it doesn't, this is just some kind of,
Well, it looks like he did prior construction a while ago, and there was a problem with a neighbor. And that's why this was sent to this hearing.
I made an addition.
Right.
I made an addition, never had any problem. Passed all the inspections. My house, I think, is the nicest, and I don't like to brag. It's the nicest looking house, I think, in the neighborhood. Okay. Come and see it. I can bring you pictures. Yes, it was messed up before the construction. But after construction, it's,
Well, my concern is not necessarily with the construction you're doing today, but if this was a problem in the past, is it going to be a major problem now that you're building on top of your, you know?
I never had problem. That's the problem.
Yeah.
This street is not his house, what he's looking. May I address? I'm Leroy Smith, contractor, the guy that worked on his house, previously what you're speaking about. But what we're looking at here today, now, what I'm looking at here this is his home. The one that we are addressing here today is a property it's another property, not his property as yet. Well, he's now looking to buy this property, and he's going through this process. If it's possible, if he should own this, get ownership of this property, this is what he would do with it. But what you're looking at here is his house. So it's two different buildings, two different owners.
Right, my concern is that he had problems with construction in the past,
Yes.
according to this neighbor.
Okay. And I was the contractor on the job. Now, I've never seen it, so I'm not sure exactly what it is.
I would just
that
like to
you're
see if
saying.
there's any violations within the city. It doesn't pertain to today's.
But
you
it
know,
doesn't
the-
pertain to us at all, so we couldn't even discuss it as far as any violations for anything like that. The only thing that's in front of us would be of height variance, the parking concerns of people, the shadowing of another property due to the height. We can't address anything else.
The house that I'm buying across the street is one bedroom.
So you can be heard.
It's one bedroom house. I'm not doing any, I'm not building a mansion, existent. Making it 2 or 3 bedroom house. Just adding an addition. Nothing, I'm not extending or,
Sir, if you don't consider raising a house 3 stories as nothing,
No,
then
no,
you
no.
better talk to your contractor
no,
behind you.
You misunderstand me. I'm not saying, even with the 3 stories, I can work with I can eliminate, for example, the 3rd story, just the 2nd level, you know what I mean? 2 bedrooms on the top. I'm just saying whatever I can add on would be extra for space of the house. So even the height, I can go down 1 level, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, what we have presented in front of us today is a 3-story structure that's, you would even be putting rooms up on the 3rd floor. So that's what we're here to talk about. If you'd like to speak, John, go right ahead.
Given the city today, the congestion, et cetera, in the city on our roads and highways, there's no parking down there on that property. It's a very congested street, Flint Street. I was down there earlier today looking at it. And I just don't, my own opinion is I don't think we should be adding more bedrooms to these units. And creating for more vehicles to be coming into the city. And I know people say, well, there aren't going to be any more vehicles, but I think through experience, living in the city, we all know more vehicles do come in. And that's a problem for the neighbors that live down there now. I think, if somebody has a 1-bedroom house, or a living room, kitchen, bath, that's fine. But to add 2 more bedrooms and another bathroom, you're going to get more cars down there, no question about it. And I'm opposed to this 100%. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm kind of pushed for time, but go right ahead. Just step up and I'll give you a minute.
Do I have to push the button? I certainly don't want to be on bad terms with my neighbor. I wish him well. I just also, my other concern is because this house is, I'm on the corner, and my concern with the parking is a fire truck, a large truck, a sanitation truck, they have a hard time making the corner. If this is a three-story building, and if the occupant, if there's going to be, how many vehicles, where are they going to park? Because it is, you cannot park near the corner. I'm a senior, I'm afraid, if I need medical attention, I want to make sure a fire truck can get to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other members wish to speak?
I think, you know, whether he builds a two-bedroom or a three-bedroom, you can have a one-bedroom and have 5 individuals living in that house with 5 cars. So sometimes the amount of bedrooms that's involved doesn't necessarily mean that each person's going to have a vehicle or 2 vehicles. You know, that's a different situation. And, you know, in my house, I have 2 bedrooms. We have 5 cars, because I drive, my wife drives, my kids drive, you know? So nobody can tell me how many cars I can have, and I don't have a driveway, you know, but it's just part of the situation. I mean, it frustrates me that I come home and I can't find a place to park, but, because my kids have cars. I mean, my concern is this going to be your residence or to rent? Is it a rental unit you're building?
Yes,
It's for rental?
yes, I can rent it, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That's, you know,
Okay, so there's a roll call for a vote.
Question before the board is to grant the relief requested in the special permit application. Mr. Bacilli? Yes. Yes. Mr. D'Angelo is absent. Mr. Lopes? Yes, no, or present. No. Mr. Mazzoni? No. Mr. Pelton?
I'm somewhat on the fence as well. After reading the prior to this, the only thing I have to say is I wish they deal with the neighbors a little bit more. I agree that you can build something there for, but there's more to it. And I'm not getting personal with you on what I'm reading. But I have to say that no, but
No. Mr. Tucker?
No.
No, this is denied. No further business. We're continuing application A 1831 Harrington Avenue until Thursday, January 20th at 4 p.m. And we also have A 28 reapplication.
So it was denied based on what?
Denied based on the height, parking,
It's not harmonious with the neighborhood.
and not harmonious with the neighborhood.